Hello and welcome. My name is Grace and this is my channel. And for today's backdrop, you have the bordello, that is my home office. All right, it's a bit of a bordello. It's the way it is. I had to choose between sorting this out or recording a video, and for now, I chose recording a video. All right. So for this video, I wanted to discuss a little bit, share with you a little bit my thoughts on tarot to take the temperature of what's going on. Like, why do I do daily draws? Well, the reason I do daily draws literally is to take the temperature of what's going on in my life, energetically, physically, not to be, repeating myself too much, but if you're tuning in for the first time, my channel is about tarot. Well, it's not just about tarot, but when I talk about tarot, for me, tarot is a magical tool. Tarot is a tool for divination, and it's magical. It's a conduit to communicate with spirit. I don't discount tarot as a tool for self-help and the psychological aspect of it, but I gotta tell you that I did try to read some books on tarot after being a tarot reader for like 30 years at the time, and now it's like I've been reading tarot since 1980. I want to say 85, 86, around there. And I tried reading some books a few years back, even up until recently. I gotta tell you, the tarot books, they don't work for me because for me, tarot is magic. This is a magical tool. This right here, this is a magical tool. They're not, so I got to tell you that any kind of books on, the symbolism and the archetypes and all this stuff. Okay, you know what? I have instinctively, over the years, absorbed that information about archetypes and symbolism and all that stuff. But for me, my tarot knowledge is not book knowledge. My tarot knowledge is experiential knowledge, which is why I also have a playlist of my experiential meanings of the cards. So, there. That's covered. I'm a fortune teller, people. I've always been a fortune teller. And this is my medium. All right. But it occurred to me, sometime in February, I was asking myself, okay, like I never asked myself the question, why do I draw a card every day? I've been doing this forever. Now, mind you, there were times in my life where my life was really busy, raising small children or whatever, that, this was the last thing on my mind was like a daily draw of tarot cards. But, let's go like recently. Why do I do a daily draw? What do I get out of it? What's its purpose? How does it serve me? How does it help me? And like I asked myself the question, why do I do it? And came up with an answer almost instantaneously. To me, when I use tarot cards daily to do a daily draw, just one card, I'm taking the temperature of the day. If I take it at the start of the day, in the morning, before having my morning coffee and setting off for my day, the card I pick will tell me what kind of day I'm going to have. And I will see, this is a random card I picked. I will see this energy. I will look at this card and say, interesting. And it stays with me. And if it doesn't, when I return home or return to my sacred space and I see this card standing there, I'll be able to relate this card, this energy, to something in my day. I'll be able to say, oh, this was about such and such. Sometimes it's perfectly obvious. It's straightforward, the meaning of the card, the book meaning, whatever. Sometimes, and this is the part that for me is really, really charming, sometimes there's something in the card that will blow my freaking mind. And this goes back to my experiential meanings of the cards. So I'm looking at this card because I drew this card. See that? See this? I drew this card, and pay attention to the wand right in the middle there. It's a little crooked. It's a little. It almost looks like a fused spine that's got a bit of scoliosis in it. I've actually drawn this card on a day that I ended up having a conversation with someone about how they were having back issues and pain and stuff like that. And it was a friend, and they had gone for a back x-ray, and they found out that they had a condition which makes their spine basically look like the center wand in this card. You can't make this shit up, people. You can't. And I went and I'm chit-chatting with my friend and stuff like that, and I'm looking at this and I'm going, whoa. So I shared with my friend. I said, hey, I drew a tarot card today for my daily draw, and your spine fits the description of the center wand in this card. That is crazy. So there's that kind of stuff. But here's what I learned in February. And I think I'm going to call my series, I'm going to do a video every month of what I learned the previous month. I learned something about myself. I use tarot to take the temperature of my day. And when I draw cards that indicate that it's going to be challenging, disappointment, you know what I mean? Especially with my Thoth deck, where there's cards like failure and disappointment and worry. I tend to trust those messages more than if I draw a card that means happiness. Basically, what I learned about myself is that when I do daily draws, I will trust, I don't like using the word negative, but I will trust the cards that warn of challenges or bad news or defeat, like disappointment, over the cards that describe or their inherent meanings are, whether it's book or experiential combined, because when I read tarot, it's the book meanings combined with my experiential meanings. I will trust, for the sake of this conversation, a negative card over a positive card. 10 times out of 10. So first thing in the morning, I draw the 10 of cups or the 10 of coins, and I'm like, I'm immediately suspicious. Immediately suspicious. It's hilarious. I'll draw the 10 of coins, and instead of saying, yes, this is going to be a good day, I look at it and I go, what does this really mean? I don't trust it. I draw something like 9 of Swords, and it's like, oh, yay, another one of those days. Right away. No question asked. 10 times out of 10, I trust that message. And the comments below. Share if you're so inclined. Share with me. why do you do daily draws? I started doing daily draws to learn how to read tarot. When I first started, I was doing daily draws to learn how to read tarot, to see what these cards meant, like in the context of my daily adventures. About 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't know what that facial expression was, people. I really don't know. I've had a lot of caffeine today. When well, in 2017, when I decided that, oh my gosh, I need to learn how to read tarot cards. Yeah, seriously, people. I had been reading since 1986, and in 2017, I wake up one morning and I feel, you know what? I'm going to learn how to read tarot cards, because I felt at a disadvantage, or I felt like I didn't know anything because I didn't know the book meanings. Like I didn't use the book. It's not that I don't know. I know the book meanings, those canned meanings of the cards, but I don't use them. So I was feeling at a disadvantage. I got sucked into that whole tarot tube, watching other people do videos on tarot and how they was so eloquently they would discuss a card and its book meaning and tie it to Golden Dawn, or tie it to Kabbalah, and it's like, man, or to astrology. Okay, astrology a little bit I already did. Like astrology, I had connected astrology with tarot from the beginning, but experientially, not from reading books. So here I am feeling like I don't know what I'm doing, because I learned by doing, not by reading. And so that's why I started doing daily draws, starting in 2017 all over again, but now it was to like look up the meanings in the book. I gotta tell you, 8 times out of 10, my experience was that whatever card I drew, whatever card I drew for the day, I would read the meaning in the book. Okay, at the time I wasn't using Thoth. I was using Rider-Waite. But whatever card I drew, I would look it up in the book, and 9 times out of 10, it just did not apply. I would see that energy play out in my life, in my day, exactly the way I had experienced it for over 30 years. So, I talked over myself, and let me come back. In the comments below, if you're so inclined, share with me why you do daily draws. And like what do you gain from the daily draw? Are you doing daily draws to learn the meaning of the cards? And are you doing daily draws to learn the book meanings of the cards? Or are you doing daily draws like me to see how the energy of this card applies in your daily life, and you add that to your body of knowledge? For me, symbols are magic. Words are also symbols, but that's for another video. But symbols are magic. And if I draw a card, sometimes I will not draw the card at random. Sometimes I will draw a card with intent, and I will put this on my altar in order to bring this energy to me, to my day, to my dealings. And this is where the real gold is, people. Because for me, tarot is magical. I have to say that of all the decks, and if you've been watching me, you know I went through a lot of decks. Of all my decks that have come and gone, the ones that remain, Thoth is the most magical. Thoth is also, in my opinion, for inexperienced people wanting to start, the safest to use for magic. You can use Rider-Waite, but some of the some of the illustrations are not very congruent with my experiential meaning of the cards, and for me they don't work the same way. I don't want to say they don't work, because for many years I used Rider-Waite. For many years this is my working deck, Rider-Waite, the original. This one's a Centennial. But since discovering Thoth last year, I have to say that if you're just starting out using tarot cards to set intention, to manifest, to do magic, to practice magic, it's way safer to use Thoth, because it's more direct and more straightforward. With Thoth, you get what you see, is what I'm trying to say. So, again, in a roundabout way, I ask you, because I again, a little bit like a squirrel, right? I don't know if the mic is picking up, but my dog is groaning. She's dreaming, and whatever it is she's dreaming about, she doesn't approve. You do daily draws? If so, why do you do daily draws? Why did you start? Why do you continue doing it? Did you stop? Is daily draws something that you were doing because everyone else was doing them, and then you saw do you see value in it? Did you wake up one day and decide you didn't see value in it? I want to know. Thank you so much for tuning in. And wherever you are in the world, I'm wishing you a beautiful day. Bye-bye.